Well, good evening and welcome to the Successful Money Principles. My name is Angela White, and I want to thank everyone for joining me on this evening. As we continue on with this April Financial Literacy Month, this week we are going to be exploring some retirement income streams, right? Just a little recap of what we've already talked about for the last few weeks in regards to the April Financial Literacy Month. Our emphasis this month is on retirement planning. And so we've looked at, what are some of the different retirement accounts that are out there and available to you. And we've also looked at let's see, last week we talked about retirement investing. All right. And so now we're going to take it a little bit a step further, and we're going to look at where our money is going to come from. What are the different types of streams of income that we can generate during retirement? And so, if you are, anything like myself, you want to ensure that when you go into your retirement, you are comfortable. You can be comfortable in your retirement. You can do the things that you want to do. My big goal is, to get out there and to be able to travel the world. I um, I remember some years back we had a guest minister that came to my church, and it was really funny because he said him and his wife they do quite a bit of traveling, and after their last child left from home and went off to college, then that afforded them the opportunity to do more traveling and to not have any kids in their hair, or like he said, in their business. And so as they went about their travels, he said that we didn't want them bothering us no more. So we would send them postcards from where we been, but not where we're at. So I found that quite funny, but I really like that. I think I might try that myself. Yes, yes. So in all seriousness, again, we want to definitely, have a retirement that we can look forward to, a retirement that we are not worrying about, um, you know, if our money is going to last, till until the good Lord decides to take us home. Okay, so we want to be comfortable, not have to worry about anything, and not have to worry about making a decision whether we're gonna, pay for, any medication, or if we're gonna buy groceries to feed ourselves. So we're gonna do what it takes right now, so that we don't have those worries. So what are some different types of retirement streams that you can look forward to in your retirement years? Okay, so the first one that I want to talk about is Social Security. Okay, so Social Security is for those that have worked. It In order for you to be eligible for Social Security, you have to have what they call at least 40 credits. Okay, and you gain those credits. You can actually, if you worked, and man, I, 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 I hate that I can't remember the exact amount on the top of my head, but there's a certain amount that you have, and please forgive me, that you have to earn per year in order for you to get a credit for that year of retirement for Social Security. And technically, within a year's time frame, you can actually earn 4 credits. And with this amount of income, uh, gosh, I wish I could remember. But needless to say, you can earn up to 4 credits per year. And technically, within 10 years, you can have all 40 of the credits that you need in order for you to get secure Social Security benefits. Now, how much do you that you get in retirement, what's in Social Security benefits, is going to depend heavily on what your income has been throughout your years. So they have a formula that they use to calculate to kind of look at the average of 35 years, I believe it is, of income. And so if they look at 35 years and let's say you only work 10 years, so that means for the other 25 years, you got zeros. And so again, whatever that total is, they're going to divide it by that 35. And then that's what's going to come up with the amount of income that you would make over, for the rest of your retirement days. Okay, what is full retirement age? Depending on the year that you were born, it could vary. Right now, it could vary between 62 and 67 for full retirement age. So if you were born after 1960, like myself, our full retirement age is 67. But you can start collecting Social Security benefits as early as 62 at a reduced rate. Okay. Um, and so there is a lot of speculation as to, if Social Security is still going to be around and how many years that they're going to be around. And, we can just make our best guess estimate. Just went and did a training on Social Security just here within the last week. And so right now, they're saying that Social Security is funded up to year 2034. And then, we'll see once we get closer to those years, what they come up with, because there's been plenty of rumors throughout many years that Social Security was going away, or it was going to be reduced, and they've always come up with a means or way for it to continue. So right now, as of last week, they were saying that we're funded up to 2034. But if you want to find out as far as if you have enough points in order for you to get Social Security benefits, you can go to the Social Security Administration's website and create an account, and they will you can get that information there. You register for an account, and they will provide you with that information, and they will show you exactly how much, based off of the amount of income that you made over the last however many years that you've been working, and let you know at each age, what you can expect if you were to maintain that amount of income over the next, 10, 15, 20 years, how much you can expect to be making for Social Security. So that's our first stream of income. The next one is pensions and annuities. And so, not as prevalent as they were back in the day. All of our grandparents, they work for these factories and things, and they went and they worked 30, 40 years, and when they left out of there, they got the watch or they got the clock. I got one sitting up there from my grandfather up there, and they got a pension. And there are still a few, organizations, of a few companies that are still offering pensions, but not a whole lot. But that is definitely another stream of income. Annuities is another stream of that. So again, the pension annuities that you get from companies that you work for. So you want to reach out to your HR in your company to find out, what your options are there for, if they even offer a pension, but they will be able to provide you with that information. Okay. Your investment income. So, some of the things that we talked about last week, some different streams of investing. We talked about some stocks, we talked about bonds, we talked about individual retirement accounts. So income can be, you can gain income from any of those type of vehicles if you chose to use those to invest in over the years. And those can generate, some income for you every month. And so depending on which one of those that you chose to invest in on, though, that again, that can provide some income from you for you passively. There's, as long as that money is sitting in there, is building interest. And so hopefully if you put enough money in there, you can withdraw the interest and not have to touch the principal, and use that as, again, another stream of income for you in your retirement. Okay. All right. Another stream of income is, rental income. Uh, Maybe, you have taken the option of, investing in some real estate, and have some rental properties out there, and the income that you make from renting out those properties, again, can be another stream of income that you can take advantage of in your retirement. And depending on how long you had them, maybe those properties are, paid off. And so everything that you make from them is pure profit. And so you're basically, paying somebody to manage them for you so that you don't have that worry in your retirement, and you can just go and collect those checks. So that's definitely another stream of income that you may want to look into. Okay. And if the need arises, then it may be where, you have, a side hustle that you've been working some years, or or you've created a stream of income from a business that you started. That's definitely another stream of income that you can have in your retirement years, and that's most certainly why I started my business a year or so back. Looking to create another stream of income. So when I go into my retirement, again, just setting myself up, to have those multiple streams of income going into my retirement, so I can retire ready and retire right. Okay. All right. And last but not least, only if we have to, or you may be in retirement and you bored and you tired of sitting at home. And again, it can provide a little bit of extra money to put in your pocket to do a little shopping with, and that's a little part-time work. Okay. And so, depending on your age, if you're collecting Social Security, you definitely want to um, you know, take a look at the requirements as far as the limits of what you can earn while you're on Social Security benefits. If you're younger, once you reach full retirement age, then it doesn't matter how much you get in other income in addition to your Social Security. But if you're younger than your retirement age, then there is a limit that you can make. And again, I apologize, but I don't remember off the top of my head what that exact amount is. But there is an amount that is a limit that you can make while getting Social Security benefits, as for a part-time job. So you definitely, if you're thinking about when you get to that point, or if you're already at that point right now, you want to think about that when you're looking at uh, part-time um, part-time income. Okay. So again, I just want to recap, some of the things that we've talked about on this week, where we're looking at some of the streams of income that we'll have in our retirement, that we want to try to take advantage of. Um, is We looked at our Social Security benefits. So we definitely want to, if you don't already have a Social Security account, you want to go out there and get that so that you can kind of look and see what you may be looking at as far as income is concerned from Social Security. Okay. And then another piece that we looked at is your pension and your annuities. So you want to look at that. And if you are still working right now, If you don't know whether your company offers pensions or annuities, then go to your local, go to your HR department, and they will be able to share that information with you. And then your investments. So if you took on, some of those investments that we talked about last month, and remember we talked about investments in stocks. We talked about 401ks. We talked about IRAs. Those things are a means of investing over the years, and those can provide you with some income in your retirement. And then we also talked about tonight, maybe, taking advantage of, some rental income. If you invest in some rental properties, and you can garner some income from renting out those properties. Okay. And then we talked about, side hustles, or your own business, having a business that is producing some passive income for you, that you can use going into retirement. And then last but not least, we talked about some part-time work. Okay. And one more thing that I didn't bring up is savings. And my hope is, yes, we have money in our savings, and hopefully in your savings you have, in a high yield savings account, you have your emergency fund. That's what's in our savings, because I'm hoping that we don't have a big lump sum of money just sitting in a savings account, and we've taken that and put that in some investments, so that it is working for us. Because with some of these, well, most of these savings accounts, they're not making pretty much anything. They're not going to beat inflation, and if it sits in there, by the time you get to retirement, you only would be able to, it would only be worth a fraction of what it was when you put it in there. So I didn't want to leave that out. If you do have savings, because that can most certainly be a means of income for you if you're just using a savings account to save up money for retirement. But be careful with that. You don't want to place too much in the savings account, because again, it's really not working for you to be able to beat inflation, so that it would be worth the same by the time we get to our retirement years. So, again, I want to thank those that have joined me live tonight, for joining in, and I hope that this information that I provided is beneficial for you. And next week, we will wrap up the April Literacy Month. We will be tapping into May. It will be May the 2nd when we meet again. But I do have one more topic that I want to speak with you about, in regards to Financial Literacy Month. So we're gonna go into May. We're gonna tip in there just a little bit, to round out our April Financial Literacy Month. So thank you again. I hope that this information that I provided to you was helpful. And if you are interested in working with me to help you with any of these things, or helping you to with your budget, or help with your debt, getting out of debt, then reach out to me in DM, and I will be happy to help you. I hope that you have a good evening, and I look forward to seeing you again on next week. Good night.